This is Photoshop edits will instantly improve your pictures and your clients will be willing to pay more for them. I'm not going to waste your time with this video, but if you want to charge your clients more, then you should watch this video to the end. I have been attached for close to 5 years now, and believe me when I tell you that clients will pay extra if you know how to do these things I'm going to be sharing in this video. Let's jump right into it. We are going to be starting with how to create these generational portraits, and this is how you can easily do it inside of Photoshop. So once you open your Photoshop, the first thing you are going to do is to click on this new file right here. Once you click on the new file, just use landscape right here, and let's just rename this one generational edits and click on create right here. So once you open this blank canvas inside of Photoshop, this is our background layer. What you can do, you can just pick your crop tool if you want to post it for Instagram, and just change it to 4:5. Make sure you're using the landscape, so 5:4, and just increase the crop ratio. Change these backgrounds to white and click OK. Alright, so that's the first step. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to import the pictures I want to use to create that generational portrait to this canvas right here. I'm going to come to my Finder and just select the pictures I want to use and just drag and drop them inside of Photoshop like this on top of this white canvas. And I'm going to click on OK, 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 OK. Alright, now I have the 5 pictures I want to use right here. If you look at the layer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to take this video slowly and explain it very well so you can understand and follow along. Alright, so from what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hide the whole layer and just leave only image 1. So to hide it, click on this eye icon to hide the rest, so you can have only the number 1 image right here. So I'm going to select number 1. This is the image we're going to be working on right now. We're just going to remove the background, because if the background is on the image, it's going to affect it obviously. So let's just remove the background. So to remove the background, with this image 1 selected, I'm just going to click on this remove background right here on my contextual tags bar. Now if you don't have the contextual tags bar, you can use the old method to remove background from your subject. But since I have it, I'm just going to click on remove subject right here. And automatically Photoshop will remove the subject for me, and the selection is pretty accurate. Alright, I like it. Now if you can't find your contextual tags bar, all you have to do is click on Windows and just go to contextual tags bar right here, turn it on, and you are going to see it. Alright, after removing the background, I'm just going to press your Command T to bring the transform to, and just increase the size like so until I feel it's okay. Maybe rotate it a bit and take the size down a bit. So I think somewhere around there should work. I want to click on OK. Now I'm going to turn on this second image, click on it, and also remove the background. So click on remove background right here and just remove the background. Once I remove the background, I'm going to press your Command T to bring the transform to, resize it again, tilt it a bit or rotate it a bit, and just move it to this side. So basically I'm just trying to arrange it the way I want. So let this work for me. I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to come to image 3, turn it on, remove background, Command T to bring the transform to, increase the size, tilt it a bit, and just paste it where I want it. So I think maybe bring it down a little bit. Alright, so up a bit. Okay, now things so around it works for me. I'm going to click on OK. So I'm going to do the same thing for image 4 and image 5. So what I'm doing, I'm just removing the background obviously, as you can see, and just adjusting the size to fit the way I want to arrange it. Alright, so I'm going to come to image 4 and just do the same thing. Now after arranging my image, I think how this works for me, it's looking good. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to group all of them. With this image 5 selected, I'm going to scroll the way down, select image 1, and just press Command G to put them in the group. Now with this group selected, I'm going to press Command T to bring the transform to and just move all of them around. Maybe even increase the size even more to fit the canvas. So that this works for me. I'm going to click on OK. Now that is the first step. Now if you want to change the background, instead of just using a plain white background, this is how you can easily change the background and just use something that fits your own image. To change the background, I'm going to come to my Finder and just look for the background I want to use. So I'm going to use this background right here. I'm just going to drag and drop it inside of Photoshop and just increase the size like so. Now you can see it's blocking the subject or it's hiding the subject. It's because this background layer is on top of the subject. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drag and drop it below the group like this. So it's going to be behind the subject. Alright, so like this works. See the before and the after. But I think I want to add more to just create more depth, because this one is really looking like the skin tone. So I'm just going to separate it even more. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for another background and just add it on top of this. So I'm just going to drag this texture background and put it right here. Just increase the size. Then maybe change the blend mode to maybe soft light or overlay. No, I think soft light works. And now I'm going to come to my adjustments, click on hue and saturation, maybe take down the brightness, increase the saturation a little bit, just play with the hue and see what works on my image. So I think like this works for me, the before and the after. So for this, I'm just going to increase it even more just to hide that cutting. Alright, so I think like this works for me. Good, perfect. Alright, now I'm just going to add noise to the background to make it look realistic. So to add noise, I'm going to come to my action and just click on noise right here to add noise to the background. As you can see, the before and the after is looking more realistic right now, but if it's too much, I'm just going to reduce the opacity like this. Alright, now I'm going to duplicate this noise layer by pressing on Command J and just drag it above the subject layer as well to add noise on the subject too. You can see the before and the after, but it's too much. Maybe reduce the opacity even more to still make it look real. Alright, so like this works for me. Let's group everything so we can see the before and the after. Alright, so this is the before and the after, the before and the after. You can see how easy it is to create that generational portrait inside of Photoshop, and that is one of the many edits I'm going to be showing you guys in this video. And also, if you want my action, I'll leave the link where you can get it in the description below of this video, so you can download it and also use it for your own image. Before we move on to the second edit I'm going to be showing you, all I want you to do for me is to like this video and also share this video with a friend who you think might learn something from this video, because I promise you are going to learn something from this video. Let's continue. The second edit I'm going to be showing you is how to create that X-ray effect at the back of your subject inside of Photoshop. To add that effect, once you open the picture inside of Photoshop, the first thing we're going to do is to press on Command J to duplicate the background layer. After that, we want to expand or extend the frame so you can have space to apply the X-ray effect on the back. So what we're going to do, we're just going to pick our crop tool. I like 4:5, so I come to the ratio, just change it to 4:5 for Instagram. You can use any ratio that works for you. There's no perfect ratio or a good ratio or a bad ratio. So for me, 4:5 always works for me. So I'm going to take it up like this, just to create some headroom to put that X-ray effect. So maybe somewhere around here works for me. And I'm just going to come to this background default and just select content aware. You can use generative expand, but for this, since it's a plain background, I think content aware will work. So I'm going to click on OK. So after expanding or extending the background, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to separate the subject from the background, and you can use any method that works for you, but this is how I do it. I'm going to pick my object selection tool or my quick selection tool. I'm going to click on select subject right here. So after selecting the subject, you can see it missed the chair, but you can add it, but it's not really important. The selection doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to hold shift and just add the chair to it, but it's not important. Alright, so selection doesn't have to be perfect. So after making a selection of the subject, I'm just going to right click, pay close attention, and just click on select inverse. After selecting inverse, right now the background is selected. What I'm going to do, I'm going to press on Command J to cut out the subject from the background. After cutting out the subject from the background, I'm going to name this layer without the subject background, and this layer with the subject. Now with the subject layer selected, hold Command, or if you're using Windows, hold Control and click on the layer thumbnail of the background layer like this to bring back the selection. Once I bring back the selection, with the subject layer selected and my quick selection or my selection brush tool selected, I'm going to right click and click on select inverse again to invert the selection. After I invert the selection, I'm just going to add a layer mask to hide the subject instead of just removing it. So once I hide the subject, I'm going to click on this background layer and just drag it below the subject layer like this. Now what you're going to do for me, after separating the subject from the background, if the client sends you a picture of the X-ray, you can just attach it to it. But if they don't have a picture of X-ray, you can just go to Pinterest and download any X-ray pictures and just add it to the background. So once you have your X-ray picture ready, just come to your Finder or your file and just drag and drop it to Photoshop right here and just increase the size to fit the canvas. So I think like this works for me. I'm going to click on OK. If it's on top of the subject, this is what you are going to get. So make sure it's below the subject layer, not above the subject layer, but below like so. So you can drag and drop it to bring it below the subject layer like so. Now for what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to the blend mode and just change the blend mode from normal to screen, or let's use overlay, let's use soft light. Okay, I think screen works for me, so I'm going to use screen and maybe reduce the opacity if I feel it's too much. Somewhere around here works for me. Maybe your own might have some maybe harsh edges at the edge. So if you want to remove those harsh edges, what you can do, just add a layer mask. Once you add the layer mask, pick your gradient tool, this tool right here, select it, make sure your foreground color is set to black, click on this gradient right here, click on basic, and make sure this second one is selected. All right, so this is foreground to transparent. Select it. Once you select it, with your layer mask selected, just drag this part up like this. So it's going to gradually make the blend look smoother, as you can see. So you're just going to blend it and make it smooth like so. All right, so that this works for me. Now see the before and the after. All right, now for me, you can choose to add noise to the background to make it look realistic, or reduce the opacity even more. So I think like this should work for me. Then I'm just going to add noise. So I'm going to come to my action again and click on noise like so. Or if you have the latest version of Photoshop, you can easily add grains to the image. Just click on adjustment layer, click on grains right here, and just increase the amount, and it's going to add grains to the background, as you can see. So if you want to do the same thing for the subject, after adding to the background, you can just duplicate this grain layer by pressing your Command J or Control J, and just take this copy above the subject layer so that the grains is going to be on the subject. But obviously it's too much, so reduce the opacity because you don't want it to be too much like so. So maybe about 10 should work for me. And also come to this one below, opacity 100 is too much, so maybe use about 20 works for me. All right, so I like it like this. Let me just group everything so you can see our before and after. All right, now see our before and after, our before and after. Now that is how you can easily add that extra effect to your picture. So next time a client wants you to do that, you can actually charge extra to create that effect for them, and now you know how to do it. The next edit I'm going to be showing you how to do is the snot light effect inside of Photoshop, and this is how you can do it. After doing your screen retouching and everything, just duplicate your background layer by pressing your Command J. After that, just separate the subject from the background. You know we did it earlier, the same process. I'm going to click on my object selection tool or my quick selection tool and just click on select subject. After selecting the subject, I can invert the layer by right clicking and click on select inverse, or I can just press Command Shift I to invert the selection. After inverting the selection, I'm just going to press Command J to cut out the subject from the background, and I can rename this layer more without the subject background, exactly the same thing we did earlier. I rename this one with the subject. With the subject layer selected, hold Ctrl or Command and click on the layer thumbnail of the background layer to bring back the selection. With my subject layer selected, I'm going to invert the selection again by right clicking and click on select inverse. Now that the selection is on the subject, I'm just going to add a layer mask to hide it. Click on my background layer, drag it below my subject layer. Now to apply the snot effect, I'm going to click on this plus icon right here. Once I click on this plus icon, I'm just going to come to my brush. I'm going to click on this Teelens brush right here, and let's start with this snot effect right here. After creating a new empty layer, to add the snot effect, I want to select my normal brush tool, click on this arrow right here, come to this Teelens digital snot effect right here, and you can choose from different snot effects to use. So let's just try a couple. So I'm going to select this one first. Once I select this, I'm going to click on enter or return. Now I'm not going to paint anything yet. This place right here is on black. If I just paint right here, it's going to paint black, but I don't want black. So I want to switch this foreground to white and just reduce the brush size or increase this snot brush size the way I want it. So I'm going to click like this. Now, obviously it's looking white, but it's looking good. But we can make it look even more realistic. So to make it look more realistic, just come to this blend mode, change it from normal to soft light or overlay. I think I'm going to use overlay. Overlay works. I'm going to click on enter. Now I'm going to convert this layer to a smart filter. So I'm going to come to filter, click on convert to a smart filter, and I'm just going to blur it even more to make it look more realistic. So to blur it, I'm going to click on filter, click on blur, and click on Gaussian blur right here. Obviously this blur is too much, so just take it down a little bit, maybe about, let's use 15. I think 23 works. Okay, let's use 23 and click on OK. Now see the before and the after. So let's try another snot light brush effect. So I'm going to add a new layer mask again. Come back to my brush. Now let's try this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to hide this first one and just reduce the brush size. Maybe somewhere around here should work for me, and just click. Now I want to change the blend mode from normal to overlay again. Remember, convert it for smart filter. Click on filter again, click on blur, click on Gaussian blur, and just take it up until you feel it's okay, like so. See the before and the after. And what you can do from here, you can just press your Command T to bring the transform tool and just increase the size more if you want to increase the size. And also, if you want to transform it, you can click on this perspective and just change the perspective of this note just the way you want, or you can move this part up. It all depends on what you want for your own image, like so. Now this is really looking good, but I don't think it fits this image, so let me look for something that's going to fit this image. So I'm going to add a new empty layer again. Just pick on my normal brush tool again, come to this note effect. Under Teelens note effect, I'm going to click on this window effect right here. Let's see. I'm going to click on this window effect right here. Just click once like this. This is really good. And just change the blend from normal to overlay. Remember, come to filter, convert to smart filter, come to blur, come to filter again, click on blur, click on Gaussian blur, and just blur it about 28. Click on OK. Now let's change the perspective. I'm going to press your Command C and just right click on perspective, and maybe move this part up a little bit like this, and hit enter. Alright, now from here you can add noise to the background as well to make it look even more realistic. So to add noise, just come to my action, click on noise right here, and just going to add noise to the background and just reduce the opacity like so. Alright, so this is the first note effect, the before and the after. The second one, the before and the after. The third one, the before and the after. Now that is how you can easily add that snowflake effects to your image. And I've created 25 digital snowflake effects that you can use for your own image. And if you're interested and you want to buy it, I'll be leaving the link where you can buy it in the description below of this video, so you can start using it for your own image. And the next edit I'm going to show you how to do is the birthday number effect. So maybe you shoot a picture and the client wants you to add their age to the pictures. This is how you can do it inside of Photoshop. So inside of Photoshop, it's very similar to this snowflake effect. So I'm just going to delete all the snowflake effect I did for this image. Alright, and just put my brush back to my normal soft round brush. Click on general soft round brush. Alright, now to add that number effect, you still have to subtract the subject from the background. So after removing the subject from the background, you can see we have our background layer and our subject layer. To add the number effect, just click on your text tool. Once you click on your text tool, just press the number you want to use. So for example, let's use 21 for this and just hit OK. After pressing 21, I want to press a Command T to bring the transform tool and just increase the size of the number to somewhere around here. So I think it's too big. So I think somewhere around here works for me. I want to click on OK. Right? Now if you want to change the font, with the text layer selected, you can just click on this font right here and just choose any font that works for you. So you have different fonts to choose inside of Photoshop. So whatever match your style, your vibe, or the kind of look you are going for, I think this one is nice. So you can just use it. But for me, I think this this font right here works for me perfectly. Now what I'm going to do for me, I'm going to change the blend mode from normal to overlay as well. Now obviously you can see it's looking too sharp, so I'm going to blur it a little bit. So to blur it, I'll come to filter and convert to smart filter first. Click on filter again, come to blur, and click on Gaussian blur right here. So I'm just going to blur it until I feel it's okay. I think maybe let's blur it to about 30. I think 30 should work, and click OK. Now it's looking even more realistic. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the perspective to make it look even more real. So to change the perspective, with this 21 layer selected, I want to press a Command C to bring the transform tool. Right click again, click on perspective, maybe push this side up a bit, or let's push this side up instead. Let's see. No, I think I'm going to take this side up like this, or what do you think? Alright, so I think like this works for me. I'm going to click on enter. Alright, so we have 21 at the back. Now if you want to make it look even more realistic, I'm going to duplicate this 21 layer by pressing on Command J. Once I duplicate it, I want to drag this copy above the subject layer to add that light effect to the foreground as well, or on the subject as well. But obviously this place is looking a bit too bright. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just maybe reduce the opacity. Once I reduce the opacity, I want to add the layer mask to this one. So once I add the layer mask, I'm going to invert the layer mask to hide the effects by pressing on Command I to invert. Now I want to put the effect only on the dress. I don't want it to be on the face, so I'm going to pick my normal brush tool, change my foreground color to white, and just paint on this part right here to bring back that effect on the dress, but not on the face, like so. Alright, so see the before and the after. The before and the after is looking more realistic right now, so I think like this works for me. Now from here, you can choose to add that noise to the background. Click on the 21 below, come to my action, click on noise, not sharpen, sorry, click on noise, and just, if I zoom, you can see the noise on the background. I'm just going to reduce the opacity to make it look realistic, like so. Alright, so let's just go by everything so you can see the before and the after. Alright, see the before and the after, the before and the after. And that is how you can add bedding number to your image inside of Photoshop. Now what if you want to add number, you want to replace the number with a name? This is how you can also do it inside of Photoshop. It's the same thing. So just come to text, select the text tool. Now instead of writing number, you can just write a person name. I'm going to write favor. Just press on Command T to body transform tool, resize the name to wherever you want it to be. Let me reduce it a little bit. You feel it's too big, take it down a bit, take it up a bit. Alright, so click enter. So this is the person's name. Now obviously it's not looking realistic. To make it look realistic, we're still going to change the blend mode from normal. Let's use soft light for this and see. Soft light, overlay. Overlay works. I want to use overlay. Now if you want to change the font, remember you can just come here and just play with the font and see what works for you. So I think maybe I'm going to change the font for the name. Let's see. Okay, I think I like this. Alright, I like this. So I want to press the Command C and just reduce the size like so. Alright, click enter. I like this font. Now what I'm going to do for me, I'm just going to blur it. So I'm going to come to filter, click on blur, click on Gaussian blur, and just convert to a smart object and just reduce the size of the blur a little bit. Let's use 20. Oh, 20 is too much. Let's use 15 and click OK. Now see the before and the after, the before and the after. And from here, you can choose to reduce the opacity if you want to reduce it. And if you feel it's not sharp enough, you can just duplicate the favor layer by pressing Command J to duplicate it like so. Right? See the before and the after like that. Now that's how you can add name and number to the back of your image inside of Photoshop. Now before I show you how you can do these two image double exposure effects inside of Photoshop, let me quickly show you how you can improve your texture background inside of Photoshop by adding overlay. Now to create this effect on the background, once I move that image to Photoshop, I want to press Command J to locate the background layer. I'll first of all remove the distraction. So what I'm going to do, I'll pick my crop tool and just use any ratio for now, or just clear the ratio and just take this part down a bit, maybe even make it straight a little bit. Alright, also I think like this work. I'm going to click on OK. Alright, now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to remove the distraction. So to remove the distraction and also clean this part of the background, I'm going to pick on my remove tool. If you can't find the remove, you can just cut it away or any tool that works for you, but remove tool works for me. So I want to pick my remove tool and just paint like so. Alright, and click on remove. After removing the distraction, I'm just going to crop this image 4:5 now. So I'm going to pick my crop tool, come to the ratio, select 4:5, and just move it up the way I want it. So I think somewhere around here should work for me. What I'm going to do for me, I'm going to come to my contextual tags bar, click on generative expand, and just click on generate. It's looking better now. You can see we have three options. This is the first option, the second option, and the third option. And I think the first option works for me. So what I'm going to do for me, I'm going to create a stamp visible layer by pressing Command Option Shift E or Control Shift Alternate E if you're using the Windows. And I'm just going to merge everything. So with this first layer selected, I'm going to hold this layer 1, hold Shift and just click on it and press Command E to merge everything. Alright, now next I'm going to do for me, I'm just going to separate the subject from the background so I can apply that overlay to the background. To separate the subject from the background, you already know what to do. Click on the quick selection tool or object selection tool, whichever you use, and just click on select subject right here. After making the selection on the subject, I'm just going to right click and click on select inverse and just press Command J or Control J to cut out the subject from the background. So this first one right here, remember, name it background, while this one right here, name it subject. Now with the subject layer selected, hold Command or Control, click on the top layer of the background layer to bring back the selection. Right click again and click on select inverse. After selecting inverse, just add the layer mask to the subject layer to hide it. Click on the background layer drag and drop it below the subject layer like so. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to drag and drop the overlay I want to use for this background. So I'm going to come to my finder and just come to, let's use this first one right here. This overlay is what I want to use. So I'm just going to drag and drop it to this canvas inside of Photoshop, increase it and take it up. I think like this works. I'm going to click on OK. Now to make it look even more realistic and better, just come to the blend mode, change it from normal to overlay or soft light. Overlay, soft light, overlay, soft light. I think I'm changing it to overlay. I think overlay works. No, I think because of this light right here, I'm going to choose to change it to soft light. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to change it to soft light. So I think soft light works for me because of this light right here. So it depends on you what you want to do. Now you can choose to stop here if you want to stop here, but let's take it a step further. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to blur it a little bit to make it look more realistic and even blend with the background even more. So I'm going to come to filter, come to blur, click on Gaussian blur, and just take this blend mode up a little bit. I think about 30 should work, or let's use 25 and just click OK, just to blend it to the background even more. Now see the before and the after. The before and the after. This is looking really good. Now let's try another one. So I'm going to come back to my file I want to use. Let's try this one right here. I think this one will work well as well. So I'm just going to drag and drop it to the image and just take it up like this. So maybe we'll bring it down a bit. No, so maybe hold shift and just bring it down a bit like so and click OK. Now let's change the blend from normal to soft light as well. Soft light, come to filter again, click on blur, click on Gaussian blur and just blur it until with the number you think will work and click on OK. Now you can just add noise to the background to make it look even more realistic. So to add noise, click on this action right here and just click on noise to add noise to the background, as you can see. And like I said, if you want my action, check the link in the shop below of this video. You are going to download it for free and you can start using it. All right, so this works for me. See the before and the after. I like the noise. And one thing I want to mention, if you feel the down is looking a bit too harsh, what you can do, remember what we did earlier, just add the layer masks to the overlay layer, pick your gradient tool. Once you pick your gradient tool, make sure your foreground color is set to black. Click here, make sure foreground to transparent is selected and just take it up to make the transition look even more smoother and more realistic like so. All right, now see the before and the after. I think this works for me, and that is how you can easily improve your canvas background and make it look even more better. And trust me, clients are willing to pay extra for that if you know how to do it. Now let me show you how to create this black and white and color double exposure effect inside of Photoshop. Now once you open your image inside of Photoshop, you're going to be needing two images. You're going to be using this image right here and this image right here. So you can use the exact same image or separate image. It all depends on you. Now let's start with this image right here. This is going to be our main image, and this one right here is going to be the one I'm going to be putting on the background. All right, now for this image right here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to first of all duplicate my background layer by pressing on Command J. After that, I'm just going to expand or extend the frame. So to do that, remember, come to your crop tool. I like 4x5. I'm not going to say this anymore, and just crop the image 4x5. And just give space or headroom for the other image. So maybe somewhere around here should work for me. Let's take it up a bit. All right, so maybe somewhere around here should work for me. And I'm going to click on generative expand. You can use content aware, but I'm going to use generative expand and just click on generate, and just going to fill that black place with the background for me automatically with AI. Now after extending the frame, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a stand visible layer by pressing on Command Option Shift A and just separate the subject from the background. Remember, you already know how to do it. Click on your code selection or object selection tool, click on select subject, right click, invert the selection, Command J to cut it away from the background, select subject layer, name it background, and name this one subject. By now you should know how to do this, honestly. Then with this subject layer selected, hold Command or Control, click on the thumbnail of the background layer, right click, click on inverse. Now add the layer to the subject layer, drag and drop the background layer below the subject layer. That is the first step. Now the second step is to turn this background to black and white. So I'm going to come to my adjustment layer and just click on black and white right here. Once I click on black and white, you can see if I zoom in, it's affecting the hair right here. So I want to remove that red color from the hair. What I'm going to do, I'm going to double click on this subject layer to open the layer and mask. Once I double click on it, I'm going to select this my refine H2 right here and just paint on the hair like so, to just remove those black from the hair like this. You can just come to this part right here. You can, my smoothie is on 1, my feather is on 0.5, contrast is on 2%, shift edge is selected, and I'm going to click on the contaminate color right here. Once I click on the contaminate color and just paint with this refine H2 even more, it's just going to just try to remove the red from the hair for me. Maybe this part right here as well, and maybe this part of the clothes. Alright, so I think like this should work for me. I don't want to do too much, but like this works for me. Now I'm going to set my art speed to new layer with layer mask and just click on OK. Now you can see we have a copy of the solid layer, so I'm going to select this original solid layer and just delete it because I don't need it anymore. Now that's the first step. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to come to this image and just crop this image half because I want it to be half picture, so maybe somewhere around here should work for me, and just hit enter. Then I want to change this image to black and white. So I'm going to come to my adjustment layer and just select black and white adjustment like this, and just create a stand visible layer by pressing on Command Option Shift E or Ctrl Shift Alternate E, and just press on Command C to copy it. Come back to this image right here and just press on Command V to paste it. Now if it's above the subject layer, this is what you're going to get. If you have something like this, just drag and drop it below the subject layer and just press on Command T to put it transform to and just resize it the way you want. Alright, so around it works for me. I'm going to click on OK. So what I'm going to do from here, I'm just going to change the blend mode from normal to soft lights or overlay. No, I'm going to change it to soft lights. I think soft light works for me. Alright, so this is good. Now you can look at the edges right here. It's not looking smooth. So remember what we did earlier. I'm just going to add the layer mask to this. Pick my gradient tool. Come here, make sure this foreground to transparency is selected, make sure your foreground color is set to black, and just drag and drop this part up to just make the transition look even much more smoother like so. You can see it's looking good like this. Now see the before and the after. If you feel maybe the background is looking a bit too dark and you want to brighten it, you can just come to your adjustment layer, come to your curves adjustment, and just take this part up a bit to brighten the background like so. Now if you feel the image is looking too visible, you can come to the opacity and just reduce the opacity of the image like so. Now see the before and the after. This is good, but we have to add noise to make it look realistic. Now to add noise, remember you can use your grains right here, but I just prefer to use my action. So I'm going to go to my action and just click on noise and just add noise to the background to make it look realistic. Reduce the opacity even more and just duplicate it by pressing on Command J. Drag the copy above so that the whole general image can blend, as you can see. Now maybe reduce the opacity of this one of the copy above like so, to still make it look realistic and still make it look good. Now let me just group everything so you can see the before and the after. See the before and the after, the before and the after. Now if you want to change this particular image to black and white, what you can do, you can just come to your adjustments and just add black and white right here on top of everything to change the entire image to black and white. I think this one even works better for me if you ask me. See the before and the after, the before and the after. So those are the 6 edits that you can actually charge client extra if they ask you to do something like that. Obviously now you already know how to do it and you can actually charge them extra for it. Now if you want to learn how to manipulate your background using AI from start to finish, you can check out this video right here. I explain in details how to do that using Nano Banana and Adobe Firefly. I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay creative.